So yesterday EA dropped an evolution that is absolutely crashing centre mids. On top of that, we only got ourselves another 4 Evos and SBC content, which we'll be covering in today's video. On top of that, we got you guys plenty of investments. But before we do start the video, if you guys are interested, I do offer a daily subscriber trading guide over on Twitch. All you gotta do is go and click on the top link on the description. Let's start off with the Sissoko SBC. Now, the Sissoko SBC is only about 30k, so by himself, he's nothing insane. In fact, I think he's only about 20k, requiring an 81, an 82, and an 83 rated teams with no team of the week. But yeah, what this guy evolves into is basically crashing centre mids. So he's 6'2", he's coming with a playstyle plus a long ball plus. Now, I'm not quite sure how in the demand and in the meta long balls plus is at the moment, because obviously Patry's dropped off and you know the hype around that seems to have dropped off a little bit, but obviously a very nice playstyle plus, and that he does doll himself 81 in every single stat apart from his shooting. Regarding player roles, he's got himself player role plus box to box, which is quite nice. Holding CDM, which I think one of my viewers were saying is quite well demanded. And yeah, kind of flooded with these grey playstyles. Got himself slide tackle, intercept, block, very nice. He's got himself a relentless, again, for me, in these centre mids, that is a must-have. So yeah, but by his card by himself, it's probably not that insane. Obviously, championship, not very linkable. Although I will say he does get double league links because of him being a foundation card, for those that don't know that. But what this card turns into is an absolute monster. So, alone, he gets himself brand new playstyles with press proven. He gets himself, what else did he get himself? Quick step. Is that it? And pinged pass. So that, and that, he gets all these playstyles. And again, all you got to do is throw him through both the foundation Evos to get this card. He then ends up with +6 pace, +2 shooting, +1 passing, +2 dribbling, +3 defending, and yeah, no additional physical. Does he get a skill move and weak foot increase? I think he also does. He gets himself also a +1 skill move and +1 weak foot increase. So yeah, a bit of a monster. Obviously, he's very hard to link up. You've got the French links, and again, Championship is looking a little bit ropey when it comes to links. But yeah, really, really nice card. Now, has he done anything for fodder? No, not really. Fodder is the same price as it was yesterday. There weren't really any significant SBCs that were released last night, but yeah, he kind of held. Traditionally, actually, fodder can go and drop on a Saturday evening, Sunday morning if there's no good SBCs, but I do believe this Rafinha SBC is holding his price. The most significant thing that he actually did was dropping centre mids. Again, we kind of had two things to drop centre mids yesterday. We had the Sissoko SBC and we had a silver centre mid Evo. But I think you can mainly see it on the Sissoko because we can see someone like Zai Emery. Zai Emery went and dropped 70k yesterday because obviously Sissoko is a centre mid with 85 plus all stats apart from shooting, and likewise is Zai Emery. Likewise, we can even go and see cards like Barella, I believe. It's nothing, he wasn't that expensive in the first place. We're down 16k down to 13k. Again, Guerrero didn't really take much of a hit because he took so much of a hit earlier in the day. We can see cheap icons went and took themselves a bit of a hit. We can see Keane was going for about 120, now sub 110. Guti, yeah, not great. Was 131, went down there to 115. And yeah, kind of across the board, at least on French, cheap icon centre mids and cheap gold centre mids, we saw a bit of a hit because of Sissoko. Now, sadly, Guti was someone actually I had as an investment for Rafinha. I'll use another example. And Zai Emery is a player I had doing well out of packs. But the reality is this isn't really something you can foreshadow too much. The reason you can't foreshadow it too much is because if you were to go and panic sell, you know, players in a certain position or players, yeah, basically players in a certain position over every foundation SBC, again, you know, you'd never end up making any coins because you consistently be panic selling. So it's very unfortunate someone like Zai Emery's down 70k, even though he was dubbed to do well. I mean, again, he started showing signs. Obviously, went from about 230, even hit peaks there at 260. You know, was holding about, sorry, 330, 350. But yeah, very unfortunate. Of course, if I had this card, I probably would still hold on to it, gambling that nothing else comes out. But this is always the case. It's the case that these cards are going to rise unless there's something that replaces them. And again, it wasn't expected to go and get a well-demanded Sissoko, you know, foundations into the SBC. Even when Sissoko was leaked, there was no guarantee this card would have been overly good. You know, I don't know how many of the don't know how many of the foundations up until now have they all had playstyles? I guess they have all had playstyles, but I guess it's subjective to what playstyles they had because obviously we know there's not many centre mids with long ball, which is why Patry was so expensive. But yeah, again, it's a bit unfortunate, but there's nothing you can do. This is just why you always want to diversify your investment. If you had a few centre mids, a few strikers, a few left wings, a few right wings, then you're not looking too worried. But obviously, again, if you're all in on one player, this is one of the reasons why we always diversify our investments. But as I say, that was Sissoko and the absolute wrecking ball of what he's done to the transfer market. The other SBC didn't really do too much. That was a Grassi. Again, got himself chips. I don't know what EA's obsession of releasing a chip shop, whatever, chip shot plus. Maybe it's because I can't pronounce it. But yeah, 4-star, 4-star. Again, his links are, you got to go down that dormant, otherwise you're getting weak links. There's not a crazy amount of Guinea highly desired players yet. Obviously, down the line, we probably still won't get any Guinea demanded players. Who am I kidding? But yeah, Grassi, not really demanded. Again, didn't really do anything to the likes of fodder. What we did go and get yesterday was 4 brand new Evos. We only got ourselves Bag of Tricks, Goal Frenzy, Rapid Ring Mastery, and Playmaker Glow Up. And I guess just whilst we're still freshly talking about the Sentiments dropping, this is also another reason why we might have seen the Sentiments dropping. Again, it was a free Evo, and it did go and create some pretty nice cards if we can go and find the correct one. Is it here? Here it is. So you can see for free, people are now getting like Pobega. Again, they go and have a playstyle. They go and have a roll plus. They go and have a playstyle plus. They're 85 plus all stats. What are the nice cards? They're looking good. I'll be honest with you though, I don't think there's any cards that look too good apart from Pobega. Again, Pobega, these really do fit his maxes. I mean, Roldon obviously looks like he's got nice cards, but a MLS player would never really be dropping the market. Something there in the La Liga. I think this is probably one of these Evos that will be using compilation of other Evos to go and create some great cards. But there you go, the Sentiment Evo, mainly again favouring the likes of Pobega. So let's go and look at some of the others, because there are actually some investments. So very weird that we get an Evo and there's investments down the line. The first one I'm going to talk about is Bag of Tricks. Bag of Tricks makes some pretty interesting cards. It makes a Yamal, hopefully I've grabbed the right one, which basically is better than his POTM, but it's only going to cost you 55k, whereas his POTM has 2 less pace and 3 more passing and 1 less dribbling. So yeah, it basically creates POTM Yamal for very, very cheap. Now, I have seen people say these are kind of fake stats, because sometimes the face stats aren't they don't represent the in-game stats as well. I don't know. I'd beg to differ. To say that that they probably are. I mean, there's difference on the pace, difference on the. What else would we be looking at? Yeah, I mean, I'd say it kind of checks out for being decent, a decent difference. Obviously, there was no playstyle plus on that POTM as well. But other cards, and again, it kind of created a bit of a pump and dump on the likes of Yamal. If I can go and show you him right now, can we not see his graph? Okay, because we're looking at that card, of course. Yeah, it created a bit of a pump and dump. This always happens with Evos. There we go. You can see he got pumped up to 1.8k and then back down there to discard. But someone I think is very interesting is Elise, because this is kind of the first promo card that's been able to fit an Evo that's gone extinct. And I'll be honest with you, I actually don't think he's a bad gamble at 32k. The reason I don't think he's a bad gamble at 32k is this guy was about 18k in the first place. And because it was 18k in the first place, I mean, even the other day he got it there to 22k. Because there's 18k in the first place, it shows that he's quite rare. He's not seen at fodder. People are actively using this card, which I do think is a bit weird, but people are actively using this card. So I do think actually he could do quite well with a price range update. Now, how would I go around sniping Elise? I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't go and spend all day sniping him. I think the best way to go and pick up an Elise would be kind of going to a concept squad a little bit like this. There we go. Who am I going to remove? I don't really want to remove anyone from there. Let me go to a squad selector. This, by the way, if you're interested, is silver trading. If you guys are interested in silver trading, I do actually have a tutorial channel. And again, we've been doing a lot of silver trading recently, so I do recommend checking out that tutorial channel. That's FLAIR's eafc tutorials. Again, normally just keep tutorial stuff on there just because it's quite nice for them all to be in the same place, rather than just be sporadically across videos that aren't titled to be tutorials. So yeah, how I'd go and try and win this Elise is I'd literally just go and add him to a concept squad, and then maybe just go and search him every now and again. I wouldn't go and sit there all day sniping. I don't think it'd be worth it. I'd just every now and again have a little look on the market, because he might just be sitting there. We see this happen all the time with the extinct Evo cards. But yeah, I'd be willing to go and put maybe 10% of my coins if I can go and snipe him at max price. Goes and creates quite a nice card. The weird thing is actually if you go and Evo his gold card, it creates the exact same card, but just with 2 less shooting. But I do think there is decent demand for the Inform card. Of course, there is a risk due to artificial inflation and there not actually being the demand, but I would gamble it. Some other Evos that come under it is an Artagurla. Again, I don't really know if that looks really that insane for 50k. 87, 86, 85, and 89 for the most important stats I'd say on the cam. not convinced it is creating anything too insane. We're going to got ourselves another one, which is a free Evo of Gold Frenzy. The problem is the vast majority of the nice looking cards are just comboed in. I mean, if I show you this guy, the vast majority of these cards are just comboed in with about 15 different Evos. So, yeah, I mean, not my sort of style. I mean, especially to go and create a card that, don't get me wrong, it's got some nice stats, but is it really worth probably having to play 3,000 games for? I don't know. The only card I found right here was Chiesa, obviously donning 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. It's kind of quite a legendary old school, I'd say old school, but quite a legendary Evo card with 88, 87, 83. I mean, 76 passing on the cams, not ideal, but double 5-star is quite nice. And then we also have the nice João Pedro right here. Only problem is he does have 3-star skills, and I'll be honest with you, those stats are a bit subpar. So not creating anything too insane right there. Last thing we got to go and talk about is the Rapid Winger. The Rapid Wing is interesting. It let you put in some top tier cards, but a little bit like how I've got this Evo Mendy in my team, where all it does is give him that passing and I think a bit of a physical upgrade. All it did to some of these top end cards was just give them a plus a few physical. I'm not quite sure if this also did it go and give us any play styles. It gave Rapid, although I do think I was looking at Chiesa mainly, and that's it. And it gave Winger. We gave Winger plus Rapid and +1 skill moves to a maximum of 4. So again, you're probably not seeing much of a benefit on the likes of Chiesa. But most popular players for this are coming in at Chiesa, just because of course it's a bit of an upgrade. But again, I don't think he needed it. He just got literally +1 physical. Lucas Paqueta, quite interesting. I did think these cards do favour kind of box-to-box centre mids that aren't very fast, because I mean you can see right there, Paqueta gets himself a +12 pace. And a +1 physical, but yeah, not bad. 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot. Just think it's subpar though. Card I really liked was Goldington. You know, 88 pace, 90 physical. Kind of, I'll be honest, it gives you a bit of a Sissoko card where he's got stats everywhere. Maybe apart from shooting, although Sissoko had significantly higher passing. Did we really see anything on Joelinton? I don't think we did. Yeah, no, it wasn't too crazy. The problem is the investments on these Evo cards, at least the gold ones, wouldn't have been great to pump and dump, because 4 Evos drops at the same time. Because 4 Evos drops at the same time, you've got, you know, people spread out on what Evos they're completing. Whereas if they only dropped 1 Evo, there'd be everyone looking to do it, and I'd imagine the pump and dumps on these cards would have been a lot better. But there we go. Then there's the silvers. Just talk a little bit about the how the promo market, how the market's been. Golds have been crashing all weekend, there's no surprise. Icons have actually been holding pretty well. Heroes have been holding semi-well. Out-of-pack promo cards, as long as they're not getting replaced by stuff, are holding well. These Trailblazer cards, interesting. I mean, if you guys missed out on what happened yesterday, because you need the Trailblazer to play with Trailblazer cards every day for a objective, these cards went from 24 all the way up there to 43. I don't think the exact same thing is going to happen today. I do think you might see a bit of a rise. I mean, they've already gone 15 to 19 already, but I don't think you're going to see anything where they double. I don't think there's really going to be an investment on them, especially because what happens now is people now have the Pulisic untradeable, which decreases the demand on these cards. And again, they're already inflated a little bit at the moment. But yeah, interesting. They're dropping each day, following the normal trends of Trailblazers, where they drop every day. There can sometimes be a rise Sunday to Tuesday, but I don't personally like getting on it because I think it's quite risky. But yeah, so we're still going to look at picking up the likes of Robinson on the Sunday. No news about the mini release as well, so interesting to see what's going to come of that. Team of the Weeks, we have actually last night we went and picked up Team of the Weeks. Krachawi, Pedri, Gavardio being the favourite, although Diaby can be added to the mix if you want to diversify the investment. We talked a little bit earlier in the week about investing potentially in Doherty if we saw there was demand for him as a link investment to the likes of Joe Bellingham. And likewise, even a minor link investment to Sissoko. Now, he has picked up the ranks. So he used to be like probably around about, I think it was 8 last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he's picked up the ranks once. He's not been used a significant amount, especially as he could be used for objectives. Still wouldn't really be a fan of an investment unless he can start picking up due to being used as a link investment to Sissoko and Joe Bellingham. But yeah, other than that, we've been picking up the likes of Team of the Weeks. Did a little bit of research on who should get a Team of the Week. The big names we have at the moment, Lewandowski got himself a brace in the El Clasico. Now, how Team of the Weeks work is, actually wait, he might not be able to make the Team of the Week. So if you're in Team Week 4, you can't be in Team Week 5, Team Week 6, Team Week 7. No, you can't even be in the Team of the Week. Well, that means we might go and get ourselves a Rafinha if EA don't want to go and cuck the people who've done this SBC, because in all fairness, it will literally just be this card, maybe with a different playstyle or maybe with 0 playstyles. Yeah, Rafinha can get one for a goal and an assist. Team Week 2 means you can't be in Team Week 3, 4, 5. You can be in Team Week 6, which means that he would be available. But yeah, Lewandowski actually can't physically get in Team Week. Lookman got himself, I think, 2 goals, 2 assists. Gold card doesn't really rise out of packs, just might have a semi-interesting Team of the Week. And also could have a featured Team Week because he got himself 6 sorry, got myself 4 contribution. But that is about that. As I say, at the moment, doing lots of icon trading. I did myself get a little bit burnt with the Centre Mid Evo and the Sissoko SBC, because I think if I show you right now, we've been doing a lot of Silver Sud-America trading. Again, do make sure to check out the tutorial channel. I think it's like second link in the description. What was I left with? I have Skulls, who I'm sure has probably been hit a little bit. Let's have a little look. Skulls has probably, I bet he's down like 10-15k. Skulls was 220. He's 210, it's not that bad. Got some Riquelmes. Alonso's, luckily I think I had about 4 or 5 of them, but a few of them sold overnight. Alonso was going for about 330, he's down there at 315. So yeah, burnt a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. But that is going to go and wrap it up. As I say, today I'm going to have a video on the tutorial channel teaching you guys how you can go and trade with gold shadow cards. Again, going to be uploading a lot on the tutorial channel over the from now onwards, basically during FIFA, just because I think it's quite nice, you know, to give you guys dedicated videos, just to consistently send you guys over to if you have any questions. But that has been that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.